ETH, we start with daily chart. First of all, I want to give an update if we refer to my last analysis, because if you refer to my last analysis, I was because we mentioned we're looking at this one as a flat. That's why I mentioned the best things is if the price can retest the previous low, any reversal based on lower time frame, we can look for buy. As we can see based on daily chart, if we put our line here, almost the price retest the previous low, because if we move to forward chart, it will be more clear. All right, if you put see here, that's why I mentioned based on daily chart, if the price can retest the previous low, mostly we can look for the divergence. If we refer to the indicators, we see that we have a divergence based on daily. That's why I mentioned if you want to look for trade, if we get any reversal as a sharp move flag based on 1 hour chart, we can take the trade. I mentioned because I mentioned this is the best option I'm looking for. And if we move to daily 1 hour chart, there was a possibility. Trade setup to look for buy after we get this one. This is the only way we can look for trade, either by putting our entry above the stop or above here. That's mean there were the trade setup we have been looking for the sharp move, flag or correction. This is where we could look for trade, look for buy. And whoever get the trade from here, right now they should move their stop loss to break even or book some profit. What I suggest is they move their stop loss somewhere around 1960, somewhere around here. 1960, at least they can book this profit. Okay, then we want to see whether there is a continuation or not, because what we can see here, there is a continuation but as a corrective, and if we refer to the 1 hour chart, we see we have a divergence. Okay, anyway, if we move to daily chart, we want to see what's the next. The only update I'm giving right now in relative to my last analysis, because we have been looking for buy, and this is where we could look for buy. And the only thing is, again, we need to book some profit. That's mean move our stop loss to 1960. Okay, now we want to see what's the next. In this case, we move to daily chart. Okay, by the way, the first things we have been looking for this one as a flat, and this is in relative to the first, last, the correction and the last. All right, now we want to see whether this is the start of the reversal or not. Can we expect the price to retest 2.5k or not? Okay, anyway, we don't see any correction based on daily chart. The only thing is we move. That means we don't have any trade setup. Even based on forward chart, we don't see any trade setup. Even if there is a continuation, mostly the only way is to look for trade based on 1 hour chart as a small correction. Because buying right now without any trade setup is not really good idea unless we get the deeper correction from here. If we get the deeper correction, any trade setup is good for us. That means we can take the trade, and the next level we can look for is 2.2k. But right now, we don't see any trade setup to look for buy. The only thing is, as I mentioned earlier, we have to move our stop to book some profit, whoever get the trade from this correction. And even if there is a continuation, we can look for trades similar to any of this. That means the only way is to put our entry above the stop. And as long as we get into the profit, we have to start to manage it. But for me, I won't suggest it. And because the first things, as we can see, the way is continuing is quite corrective, and we see we have a divergence. Even having entry above desktop is a short term. That means as long as we get into the, we are looking for the sharp move, and as long as we get into the profit, we have to start to manage, because as we can see here, every time the price broke the previous top, it start to correct. That's why buying from here is the only short term trade with a small profit. Okay, anyway, we don't have we don't have really good trade setup. Even if there is a continuation, I mentioned how we can look for trade. It depends on the traders, but for me, I'm not looking for this kind of the trade. And the first things, as we can see, we have a divergence. The only thing is whoever get the trade from here, move their stop loss to 1960. And right now we want to see what we can get from here. Then the reason is we have to book some profit if there is any down move, either as a deeper correction for continuation or any reversal. At least we can book over, we can book over profit. By the way, we just follow the chart. Now what we're looking for, we're looking at this correction. We want to see whether we can get any proper trade setup for long term. We are not talking about the uh, short, trade with a small profit. That means the short term. We are looking for the long term trade. That's why if we move to forward chart, right now I'm looking for whether we can get any correction from here for continuation or not. Okay, anyway, we just follow the chart, and right now we're looking at this correction. If I see any trade setup can confirm the continuation, I will share. And again, I need to highlight whoever get a trade, move their stop loss to 1960 to book some profit. And in this case, if I see any update, any trade setup for continuation, I will share. The only things right now we're looking for, we want to see whether we can confirm with this flat, and this is the start of the up move, or we can expect this one turn to similar to any of this. That means still we are within this down move. All right. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, any confirmation for the whether for the continuation or correction, I will share. Thanks.